Hey YouTube, it's Leah Lauder, your favorite mega church cult survivor, and I'm live. I'm also live on TikTok, and I'm just about to go live on Insta. We're outside in these online streets. We're exposing up the church cults in the AM. It's time for us to get busy, to expose these church cults, to set ourselves free, for us to be able to move on and heal from the trauma. To heal from the trauma that's been inflicted on us in these spaces. It's time for us to speak out, because silence is compliance. So when we speak out and we tell our truth, that's when we're able, hey Misty, that's when we're able to expose exactly what's going on. Oh, morning, Black Swan. I didn't think I'd get anyone on YouTube, yeah. Morning. I love it when I get someone on YouTube that supports me. Thank you so much for your hey Instagram. It's Leah Lauder, your favorite mega church cult survivor, and I'm actually on live right now on YouTube as we speak, and I'm on TikTok as well. So welcome everybody. Today, what the topic is SA and Grape in the church cult. I want to talk about this because it's SA Awareness Month, and I've had a lot of survivors this month come forward that have experienced SA and Grape in the church. So I wanted to just focus on it, shine the light on the SA and the Grape that happens in the church. You know, I'm going to be looking at this from the lens of Catholicism, from the lens of Pentecostalism. When we're talking about the church, I'm talking about all of it now. And so I'm going to be talking a lot about that. I'm going to be doing a deep dive into the tactics, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we will hear the voices of some survivors who have experienced SA and Grape this month. That's what my hope is, because a lot of women have come forward. What I want to talk about today is I want to talk about SA and Grape from different lens, okay? Because when we're looking at SA and Grape, we're looking at the typology of this abuse over time. And TikTok is really important that you like up the live, because we've got about 3 accounts that we're restricted from going live, okay? So we need to, that's why I've been pushing out a lot of content rather than going live, because I've got to protect the spaces, okay? So there's 3, I want to look at this in a few different areas. The first one is from the lens of historical abuse, okay? Because I want to bring justice to women who were SA'd and Graped in these church spaces in the 80s, in the 90s, in the early 2000s, when technology hadn't, I'm going to get emotional, sorry guys. Sorry guys. And I'm okay. It's just that, you know, when I'm talking about this, I'm thinking about real survivors who have been great, real survivors. And guys, I just want to let you know that as I'm talking about survivors being great and being SA'd, there's someone in the chat who said, oh, here we go. And I'm going to screenshot it so I can expose this guy. I'm not going to swear. I'm not going to get upset. I'm not, because they want to lock off my lives. This is what they do. Everybody look at this person. I'm going to block them. They want me to F and blind. They want me to get angry so my lives get locked off. But unfortunately, I just can't be in that vibe because too many of my accounts are restricted. So I'm not going to give you, I need to protect the space for survivors. I need to protect the space for women who are getting Graped and getting SA'd in these church cults every single day. I have a responsibility. I have a responsibility to hold the space and protect the space for survivors, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. That's on period, point blank. We've been through too much. We've been through too much. Let me take a breath. I want everybody to understand that when I have to talk about the Grape and the SA, this is one of the most hardest, most difficult parts of, you know, speaking out and advocating for survivors on their behalf. So the first one I want to look at is the historical abuse, okay? When I've spoken to survivors who are victims of historical SA and Grape, what they've told me is that because the generation, society was different, these women are like in their 40s now, like their mid to late 40s, and they experienced over a decade of abuse from pastors. And what she told me is that because of the culture, and guys, I'm going to be looking at this from a West African lens, just because the cult that I went to is a Christian Ghanaian fundamentalist cult, all ministries under Daguid Mills. Let me say his name. And so it's going to be from that lens. If I went to a YT Eurocentric church cult, then that would be what I'm talking about. I want to say that I acknowledge that abuse happens in churches across all different races, creeds, etc. But for the sake of my experiences, I don't have experience of a YT church abusing me. Haynes in the cut. So traditionally, back in the day in the West African culture, they didn't really speak to their kids about sex, about, you know, abuse, about, you know, pred behavior. How she described it to me was back in the day when you were 16 or 17, it wasn't like the 16 and 17-year-olds of this time. We've got the internet, you know, young people and children are just exposed to so much. There wasn't cybersecurity and cyberbullying. There weren't all of these things that we have now. So what this survivor wants me to highlight is the fact that when you were 16 or 17, because that's when the abuse started, which is young enough. 16 is bad enough with a big grown ass man that's like 12, 15 years older than you, grooming and doing up pred behavior. But what I want to highlight is the fact that she said that she felt naked. She felt like she didn't have the knowledge to equip her to understand and have a certain level of awareness of what SA and GRAPE happens. She didn't even know about, like, not at 16, but when she was younger, like 8, 9, she didn't understand about like body parts, like how babies were made, like at 10, 11. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's why I think a lot of the horrific abuse has been able to happen. But what it's also done with the internet is it's allowed us, it's like it's shone a light on the abuse. Do you get it? Because now people are catching preds online, like, you know, like what they do when they catch PDFs online. Oh God, I might start doing that, you know, catching these pastors online. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not safe. When I'm around, you pastors aren't safe. That's all you need to know. Do you know what I mean? Because I could be disguised as on a burner account on these sites. You never know. Because I'm out here and I'm going to be exposing them. Chow Minakir. Do you know what I'm saying? So as a result of that, what's happened is there's a real lack of education. There was a lack of education around what SA and GRAPE is. There was a lack of education around women having the understanding and the knowledge, especially in these spaces, especially in churches, because you have to remember the church space, we're supposed to feel safe. It's supposed to be a refuge. So a lot of people come with their guard down. Another thing that happens in these church cults as well is that there's people who are preds, PDFs, grapists, and because they're in the church, they're attending the meetings, they're coming every day, they're being trusted to be around vulnerable young people and children. And this is where we're getting a lot of the abuses happening. I want to also add that with the SA and the GRAPE victims that have come forward, I'm going to focus on a certain case right now. And with this case, this particular woman basically highlighted the fact that her pred, which was a pastor, a high-ranking pastor at the time, what he did was he started to form relationships with her family. And this was back home in Ghana, but the abuse continued in the UK. Because in my church cult, basically, the high-ranking pastors, they get sent out to different places, but they travel all around the UK, like if they're a favorite or a high-ranking minister to the cult leader. So there was a point when he was in the UK for some time. So a lot of the abuse was happening here. But when she was back home, he was forming like tight relationships with her dad and her mum. And it got to the point where the parents would be like, oh, let Pastor so-and-so drop you home because it's late. And that's where the abuse and grooming would be. Another thing that this survivor said was, and again, remember, guys, back in the day, yeah, we didn't have the internet like what it was. So we used to spend a lot of time talking on the phone because we never used to have like instant messaging, like iMessage and WhatsApp. We had Blackberries. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like the 90s and the 2000s. So we didn't have instant communication. We had the internet, but it wasn't instant communication because one of the trolls tried to come on. Oh, you do know it's not internet in the 90s. She's lying. She's like, but because most of the people who are severely and heavily indoctrinated in these church spaces are kids. They're young people and kids. Their prefrontal cortex hasn't even started forming, Jer. Do you understand what I'm telling you? And thanks for liking the live, guys. It hasn't even finished forming, Jer. So they don't have a clue. They weren't around in the 90s and the 2000s. They were born in like, I don't even freaking well know. So they don't have experience of understanding and knowing what life was like and is like living without, you know, like instant messaging and, you know, the internet and whatever. So long story short, what she said is when he was in Ghana, he used to call her with, you know, like the international cards. And she said, Leah, he would be on the phone to me for hours. Like, and obviously he's paying for the call. And she would start to think, oh, I'm special. Thanks for the follow, guys. Oh, I'm special. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's calling me. And then she said, like, every single time she would need him, he would be there. So whenever, morning, my love. So whenever she needed a shoulder to cry on, whenever she needed someone to vent, whenever she needed someone to be there, he was there. And another thing he used to say to her, because she had a bit of a difficult relationship with her family. She was like the black sheep. They didn't really accept her. She was ABUSE'd in her family. So he knew about that because he was always calling her. And then he said to her, he started saying, oh, if you don't want to be at home, just call me and I'll come and get you and I'll take. So that's how it started. Do you know what I mean? When she was having altercations and whatever with her parents, as you do as a teenager and whatever. And that's how he started making his way in there. And then what he was doing was he was manipulating the family, like the mum and the dad and the siblings and whatever, to make them feel like he was a trusted position, to make them feel like they could trust him in his position. So as he became more trusted and he was coming around the house more and forming relationships, she said that he got tight with the dad. Do you understand what I'm saying? So she now had like full access to him, full access to her. So guys, I mean, it's absolutely horrific. Another thing that I want to talk about is the surveillance and monitoring, because even back then they never had like WhatsApp, because you have to remember, guys, a world without WhatsApp, without Facebook, without Instagram, without TikTok, without, do you know what I mean? It was very much like, we used to have this thing back in the day. You used to be able to do free calls. Yeah, was it T-Mobile? Why do I feel like it was T-Mobile? And you could do these voicemails, and we used to do these voicemails like, hey, you're right, babe. Like, you put on your most SEX's voice, yeah, and you'd be voice noting your man child. Like, that was what we was doing up back in the day. Are you having a laugh? There was a way you could do like free voicemails. Anyway, I'm going on and on. But these are the times we come from. Do you get me? So, and this is why I feel like, as you lot know, I'm a survivor of CCE, child criminal exploitation, and I used to move with gangbangers and GMs. And basically, back in the day, it wasn't like WhatsApp. And I used to, you're chatting to these ninjas on the phone all night, child. Do you know what I mean? When they're out and about and doing their thing and you're just on the phone. Do you get it? Like, it was a different time. And that's why I'm saying, like, I'm home girl, because I really built relationships with these ninjas. Do you know what I mean? It was just a different time. It was a vibe. I can't lie to you. So again, you can see how the reason why I'm trying to paint the picture, especially for Gen Zers, people who predate being born in the early 90s, yeah. The world was just a different place. So these preds really did have access to people through this codependent trauma bond relationship. And this is why I'm saying, yes, the churches have got worse in terms of just showing it out front. But back in the day, in my day, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have that. So a lot of it was codependent trauma bond relationships by physically attending the space, and then through hours long of conversations. But back in the day, it was all about being there, because we didn't have the instant technology or communication. So the people, but then someone could argue and say, okay, Leah, I understand your perspective and your point, but I want to argue that since the evolution of the internet, what that means is that pastors can have constant 24-hour omnipresent access to us through the digital space and the virtual reality that allows these cult leaders to have instant and constant 24-hour wraparound access to us. Yes, I do acknowledge that. Because the thing about me is I'm a reflective practitioner. So I will never see it from a one-sided, biased lens like the church do. I've always got to consider different angles. So yes, I do consider that. And that is an argument that we could raise. However, I'm just saying, for me personally, I've got chronic health issues in it, because for 10 years straight, for like a decade, I was physically having to go to the church. So I was doing up 9 to 5. At one point, back in the day, guys, I don't think you understand, because I'm sure I've got ADHD. So I'm a youth worker by profession, specializing in working with young people in gangs. And then I also am a qualified social worker. So when I was young, when I first started the church cult in my teens and my early 20s, I used to have like 3 jobs. I'd be working in the youth and community, different clubs, and I was getting in the money. Do you understand what I'm saying? But because I'm someone who, I'm like on fast forward, you lot can see like how I am. So someone like me, it's like I'm easy to exploit in those situations, because I'm a busybody. I always need to be doing something. My head is like this. So I also want to throw in here that people who are neurospicy, who have ADHD, autism, BPD, bipolar, these kind of people are going to be a lot easier to manipulate and exploit and gaslight into these settings. And it's not because I'm not trying to demonize this group. What I'm trying to showcase is that because our brains work in different ways, like for example, with someone with BPD, because I just got diagnosed with that the other day, blue skies in the cup, we have FPs, favorite people or favorite persons. And what happens with BPD is you'll obsess over the person and they become your favorite person. You just want to be around them, talk to them all the time, and it becomes very intense straight away. It becomes, you form these very like close-knit relationships, because it's to do with the way that your brain works. Do you get it? Thanks, babe. So people with BPD, bipolar, mental health situations, whatever, when they come in these church spaces, they are extremely vulnerable and extremely high risk to falling prey to this very codependent structure that they've got in the church cult, where it's like you can't make any decisions, you should come to the pastor for everything. But the reason why that's dangerous is because if somebody could have a situation where someone tries to come onto them, then they tell the pastor doesn't believe them. You know, like people just have these awakenings. It comes out of nowhere because it is such a corrupt environment. And that's usually how people's eyes open, to be honest. I can't find my remote. That's usually how people's eyes open, is when they have a really traumatic experience. I've got another experience from a pastor. It took him being there like almost it was over 20 years to get diagnosed with cancer. And you know, when he was able to serve and, you know, do the branch and be at the church all the time and whatever. Do you know what I mean? They were all around him at his house, using his house to do rehearsals, this, that, and the third. Then as soon as my man got diagnosed with that, the church was nowhere to be found. Do you know what I mean? After 20 years. So it kind of opens your eyes. Thanks for the follow, babe. Do you know what's just come to my mind? I know we're talking about SA and Grape in the Church, but I want to talk about an account of a family, because it just came to my head, and I know that was so random. I want to talk about another way that they manipulate families who have kids who are unwell, or in situations where kids like need medical attention. They've got terminal sicknesses, they've got chronic illnesses, they get ill from nowhere. I remember there was a family and the child was just hyper religious. She got involved quickly. And I want to say that this was a family of immigrants from the Caribbean. The church is very fake, yes. This is a very unique situation, because I was in predominantly a Ghanaian church cult. So this was like one of the very few Caribbean families that were in the church cult. The mum was not really effing with the church like that, but she was involved, though. I'm not gonna lie, because they were illegal immigrants. Let me not lie though. This family that I'm talking about, I know them, innit, outside of church. I want to say that, okay? So morning, yes, they are liars. You're right. And basically, some of the family members didn't have stay. So the church, like some of the leaders in the church, helped them to get the stay. So someone like that was just getting ABUSE and felt like they owed the church everything, because they were the reason, a church member was the reason why they ended up getting their stay, because they were like, is it guarantor, or they wrote the letter. And this woman was very successful. She was an accountant. Yeah, she was getting in guap. So, you know, when people are making over 70 bags, they're making six figures. They can, if when it comes to, you know, back in the day, though, remember, this was early 2000s, they would let immigrants stay if they had someone that they knew could fund them. Yeah. So that's what happened. Okay. So as a result of that, that person sponsored, yes, Haynes, sponsored her. Yes, girl. So, and you know, this woman, she's such a hypocrite. She went and did all of this for this girl. And when I had a situation, because I never had a house that I stayed in fully, so I was still down on under my mum's address. And then the government wanted to fine my mum all these thousands of pounds because I was working in it. So I had to prove, but I couldn't prove because I was moving around. Then I was staying in the yard. Imagine they made me go and live with a woman, took me out of my hostel, took me out of my supported accommodation by the government where I was supposed to get my council flat. They told me to leave there, to go and live with a woman who was an illegal immigrant using her sister's papers to be in the country. So I lost my security. Now, when I need them to help me, because the government's saying that they're going to take, my mum has to pay £1,000 back for the frigging rent. This same woman that lied and did up whatever to get this girl stay, she said, oh, I wouldn't feel comfortable with lying, this, that, and the third. I said, oh, wow, you own your own property, you know. All you had to do was say that I'm there, and you know I've been living with this other woman in the church. You have seen it. So do you see what I mean? They're just evil and wicked. They're hypocrites. They do one thing when it suits them, and then do you understand what I'm saying? So I don't know why I never clocked it, and I never just left the church from then, to be honest. But thankfully, my ex-husband at the time, yeah, it is mad, isn't it? Luckily, my ex-husband at the time, I didn't recruit him. I didn't meet him in the church. He was from outside. He was from, I recruited him from outside the church. So he had friends. Do you understand me? And he's Nigerian. So a lot of them are rich. He had this really rich guy that was his friend at the time. So he actually had a property in Canary Wharf. You know these Nigerian guys. they always got an AP in Canary, innit? So he actually wrote the letter, guys, and I was able to use his address. Do you understand? Because I hadn't been living at my mum's. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? I hadn't been living there. I had not been living there. I had been living in so many different addresses. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I didn't have the proof. Like, I'd have to go back. I moved about 7 times in over the course of the couple of years. Do you understand? Because how it is when you're in the church cult, they were preaching you can't get mortgages. So I could have got a mortgage out back then because I've been making money from 18 years old. Now, I've been working since I was 16 years old. Do you understand what I'm saying? And good jobs. I was working in the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea in Connection since the age of 18. Do you understand? No, 19. So they don't encourage you to like get mortgages. They say you should be a lender and not a borrower. So I didn't get a mortgage out. So I was just home hopping. Like when you're in these church cults, you're basically homeless. Do you know what I mean? Because you spend so much time in there. You don't have like time to get a job and really focus. Do you know what I mean? On paying your rent, like, or just getting a place. Or they don't have it. They would rather spend more time in the church cult serving the Lord than they would getting their life together. Okay. And to be honest, the men don't really need to do nothing in the church cult, if I'm honest. They don't really need to do nothing because they will just, the pastors will just arrange the marriages and get them to marry a woman that's got her head screwed on and that's got a good job. Morning, my love. That's got a good job. That's getting it in. Do you understand what I'm saying? So then they don't have to work. All they have to do, like most of the husbands, listen to me, yeah? Most of the husbands that are avid churchgoers, they are glorified nannies. Okay, and one got really upset the other day. He said, what if you work at home but you do the school run? And I said, if you work at home and you do the school run, then I'm clearly not talking to you. Ella in the car, I'm clearly not talking to you, but obviously you're pressed and hurt because what I'm saying must be triggering you. Do you get what I'm saying? Sorry, guys. I nearly said something and I had to stop myself because I said, you know what? I'm over my ex and I'm not trying to throw indirects or whatever. I'm just going to keep it moving. I'm not going to be petty. So yeah. So basically, let me get back to this girl because I'm going to tell her story. So now, basically, long story short, this girl, I think she was about, because she used to look young. She could have been 13, 14, but she looked about 12. A lot of girls wear promiscuous clothing at church. I can't. What's ICK? I can't. What? I'm 38, babe. I don't know all these young people's acronym. Teach me, baby. But all right. So you what's all right? Okay. What I want to start off by saying is that the clothing that a woman wears does not justify. Okay, he said I can't. I think is that I can't lie. He said it put him off. It means I can't lie. Is it? But ICK, where does the K come from? I thought it was ICL. Is it ICK? What does the K stand for, Jaya? All right. Never mind. Oh God, you lot, man, these acronyms. If you lot keep doing these acronyms, I'm gonna start bringing in local authority acronyms. How about that? And then you won't know what the hell I'm talking about. Jaya. But yeah, so okay, let's talk about this quickly. I want to start off with a disclaimer by saying that a woman wearing certain clothes does not we shouldn't stereotype her, we shouldn't discriminate against her. It shouldn't be a reason for why preds prey on vulnerable young women who are wearing certain apparel. However, there are a lot of women, especially in Caris, them gal there in Caris are whores. Oh yeah, oh thanks, babe. Yeah, because me more time when I'm not feeling depressed, I'm sitting on here with absolutely nothing on. Do you know what I mean? I'm a baddie. Pick up all the baddies in the car. I'm a bad girl. Do you know what I mean? Like your girl is thin, so I wear a belt for a skirt. Menakir, it's giving model. I have to Google the acronyms. I'm too old. Yeah, me too, girl. So what I want to talk about is the girls that are serving, the girls that are supposed to be in the church, the girls that are going to come to you and try and preach to you, like the spackers. They're going to come and preach to you. Do you get what I'm saying? Like they can teach you something. But babe, how am I? Okay. So you're standing in front of me. You're teaching me about Christ. You're teaching me about God. You're telling me, oh, fornication. You're saying this, that, and the third. You're saying strange women are this, that, and the third. Jezebels, Delilahs, this, that, and the third. But you are in the most tightest dress that I've ever seen known to man. What these Christian gal them do, yeah, is they wear the tight dresses that is so they're covered from neck to foot, but it's tight. So they might as well be naked. The new age Christians have developed this style. I don't even know what to call it, man. It's just this Christian whore style, maybe. I don't know. Like up the live, guys. Christian 304 style, yeah. And the Christian 304 aesthetic is like this. They think they're looking clean. They're trying to look a bit conservative, but the dresses are very tight. So they wear a lot of these kind of like, if it's a polo neck, it will be skin tight. It's like they might not. Why are you wearing these things? Or you might as well have all your bust out, babe, because I can see your shape. I can see the dimples in your back. I can see everything. So it leaves absolutely nothing to the imagination. These gal them will be wearing the tightest skirts you could ever imagine. So why are your pastors standing behind the pulpit and talking about all the women in the world that will take your husband, that will do this, that will do that? What about the women in the church that are coming in the church wearing skin tight outfits? Guys, there was a girl, yeah, her name was Valentina. I think she was from Caris. She tried to come on my post talking smack. I went on her profile picture and this girl was wearing a NUD top, you know, that color. And it was like, they wear these really, what is it? Polyester. These materials, because they buy a lot of cheap fabrics. Ladies, please. We can do up Shein, we can do up Temu, we can do up, but let's try and go to the section where the fabric is not looking like straw. Okay, let's try and go to the Shein bits where the clothes are not looking like rubber, looking like PVC and looking like cling film. Okay, let's try and get the fits where the fabric is looking a bit more classier in the cut. Okay, Queen Elite are in the cut, because then what we have is a bunch of gal them in very cheap, because me, I'm about fabrics, innit? So if I can't afford to get the clothes that I want to wear, I thrift. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that I could get, because I can't wear them cheap fabrics on my skin. My skin is gentle and delicate. I've got silky smooth milk skin. That's the vibe. So I can't be getting certain fabrics that are rubbing against the skin. I'll just get a reaction chair. But these church gal them, you know, they just throw on anything. These are real problems in the church community that people don't want to address. And this is the problem. Do you know when I was talking about the gal them just being 304s in the church, yeah? Basically, man them started coming forward and saying that the gal them in the church are incredibly loose. And there was a guy, and he came on and he was saying he visited a church in East London, and he was saying that if he wanted to, he could have like basically just had his way with a good few of them in the church. He said all of the gal them were just coming on to him. When I went to go and look at the guy's profile, because I said, oh, Queen Ines. When I went to go and look at the guy's profile, he's like 6'4", he's a boxer. It was like, oh, there we go. Because any guy that comes in the church, they're going to be love bombing you and flirting with you, because that's the way that they do their outreach. Hi, welcome. Oh my God, I'm so glad to see you in the church. Oh, was it a long journey? Where are you coming from? Oh, North London. Oh, but you know what? It's a little bit of a way. These times the church is in Harrow. It's in Harrow, baby. Right now, they've just traveled from Enfield jail. It's a very long journey. But you know us, we're manipulators and liars, and we're just dodgy car salesmen. So we'll always find a way to convince you and lie. It's deception, love bombing and gaslighting. Oh my God, but do you know what? Anywhere in London isn't too far, because you know the transport links is really easy to get to London. Once you have the underground, oh my God, it's like everything's like half an hour, it's like 30 minutes. And do you know they're introducing all of these new networks? It's really easy to come to church. So I think that is just great. It doesn't matter. And do you know what? It doesn't matter that you're from North London, because this is your church, this is your home. Do you know what I mean? Because if you go to a church near you, you don't know if you're going to get the same right vibe. So when you think about it, it's actually worth traveling. It's actually worth coming out. And guys, when I tell you, Afro atheist in the car, when I tell you that these Christians will do absolutely anything. You know, my mum, I was sitting with my mum the other day, and she was like, don't you remember how you and your sister used to be? I said, what do you mean, mum? And guys, I'm going to bring my mum on here. Has Mother's Day gone? Oh, it has. Oh, thanks, girl. All right, I'm just going to bring my mum on, because every day's Mother's Day. I love that woman. To come. My mum's funny. Oh, that was you, girl. That was all of us. So my mum said, Leah, do you remember when, because my mum used to be out with me and my sister, and it doesn't matter who you're with. If you feel the conviction, it's not the conviction. They program you to like, it's like, because you see what they do is they rewire the brain. So there's a part of the brain that sends signals to the rest of the body. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? For you to do things, to think a certain way. The brain is a computer. That's how they created the computer, because we are technology, okay? So as they're indoctrinating us and programming us with this radicalized thought process of going out and evangelizing, aka church cult hopping, promoting jail, that's what they do up there. So when we're out, when you get that feeling where your heart's beating and you feel like you need to talk to someone and you can't do it, and you just got this uncontrollable feeling to just speak to that person, that's because you're radical lies. You are not. It's not the Holy Spirit. It's not a conviction. It's not nothing. It's because they've brainwashed you, Jer. Would you marry a non-Christian man? Yeah. Oh, babe, I don't care about religion, babe. I'm not religious. I don't care. Do you know what? Yeah. Okay. All right. Because I'm trying to. I need the live to stay on TikTok. So what I'm going to say to you, babe, is I care about the man worshiping me, Jer. Do you know what I mean? Make me your religion, baby. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't care what you believe in, Chair. I care about the way you treat me. All right? I care about the way you treat me. I care about the way you talk to me. I care about if you're emotionally intelligent. I care about if you can pay them damn bills. I care about if your mother raised you right. What type of relationship do you have with your mother? Oh, don't rap with me. You think I care about that, chair? Yeah, they flipped the script. What women will worship first. Oh, yes, awaken the prophecy. I've got some proper people on in the chat this morning, chair. Because don't get me started on how that's exactly what I want, baby. I want Egyptian love, sweetie. I want to be fed with grapes, chair. Back in the day, in the pyramids, they got pictures that were drawn, chair, of women when they were pregnant. They used to worship women that were pregnant. Fertility. Now they're making us go to work pregnant. The music, gospel is witchcraft, singing a spell. Ooh. No. I'm not going to lie here, but whoever that is deconstructing me on the live. I really felt that energetically, because you know what's crazy about that? Do you know what? I'm going to give you a round of applause. I salute you. Because do you know what? I've just made the connection between the demonization. I'm going to get emotional. I've just made a connection between the demonization of worldly music and the way that they use singing and chanting through witchcraft and spell work. You're absolutely right. Women are the natural sirens and demonized because it lures in men so they serve us, not out of selfishness, but it's the natural order. Woo! Oh my God, I've got someone who don't IDGAF. All right, I like this thought process. I like your energy. Okay. And so is your perception, is your perspective then saying that that's why women are demonized? That's why they are brainwashed in the church setting to internalize misogyny, because the sultry, I don't even want to say seductress, but the natural innate makeup of a woman is to be desired. Okay. And for men to serve us. Is that what you're saying? So as a result of that, they try to unalive that power that we have within us, to subdue us to second-class citizens. That's why they've tried to break down women all throughout history. And I'm so glad that you said this, because this is a part of the work that I do. I come from a matriarchal Christian lens, because I haven't let Christianity go, but I just look at it through a matriarchal lens, which I believe that's my truth, Jer. Do you know what I'm saying? All of the banned books, but that's a bit of me, innit? Because they will paint me as someone who's rebellious, who's this, who's that. So let me go to the real truth tellers. Let me go to the books that were banned. Why were they banned? Why do you not want us to have access to all of the holy scriptures and the sacred texts and writings in the Vatican that you have locked away and sealed? Why have you been demonizing the Apocrypha for so many years? Why are Christians just subjected to the canon Bible and not to look at any other sacred texts and wisdom or knowledge? Why are they discouraged from exploring other truths and sacred truths and universal truths? Why are universal truths demonized? Why is every other religion and every other spiritual practice demonized apart from Christianity? Ding, 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 ding. It's giving cult. It's giving black and white thinking. It's giving control. It's giving we are waking up in 2025, living our free, authentic life. We are not being governed through fear. We are not being controlled through social constructs that they have created through religion to suppress and oppress the woman and to tie her down, to make her. Because guys, what you need to remember is around the time of Christianity, okay, women were seen lesser than cattle. Thank you, Ines in the car. Cattle was seen as more lucrative, more you know what I'm trying to say, than women. Okay, so women were subdued because you see these patriarchs here, these evil and wicked men. I'm coming to comments, guys. They rule through having like a scapegoat, having a black sheep, and that's what cults do as well. Okay, so these evil like secret societies, like the people in the highest echelons of the government that are doing the same thing as the church, as religion, they're doing it in the same way. Women were seen as lower than. A woman couldn't read or write. She wasn't allowed to learn back in the day. Why? Because they didn't want us to know our power. And it is coming from where you're coming from. That's why it's very important to study different things like ancient practices, like women who have changed the world, like Cleopatra, like different women throughout history and time, to understand that they've just tried to delete our history. That's what they've tried to do, because women are powerful. And do you know what? The voices of women have been silenced, but also our contribution to society has been deleted, and it's always a man that takes the accolades and the achievement and whatever for doing that work. There's a lot of inventions where as we know, that women have done up, but the man has taken credit. Why? Because a woman was not seen as anything back then. It was like a woman can't do this and a woman can't do that. Her name couldn't be on anything. So why is the Bible different? When we're looking looking at it in a historical contextual way? Why do we receive it when we're in a history lesson? Why do we receive it when it comes to looking at the lens, like historically, from like when we contextualize it like that? So why do we receive and acknowledge these things outside of the lens of religion? But when it comes to, oh, no, that doesn't count. As long as we have Jesus, it doesn't count that we were slaves, that they took over a whole country and reduced us to slaves. It doesn't matter. Okay, let's go to the comments. Men wear material stuff as glamour, magic, beauty. Women are natural glamour people. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Glamour magic is manipulative. They wear chains to also chain women. Ooh, this one's getting deep, yeah. All right, let me cut, because guys, it's popping off in TikTok. Let's see, the comments are popping off, chair. I'm going to read everyone's comment to give everybody a voice. Black girl, mind in the cut. And Instagram, please feel free to get involved. YouTube, if you want to ask anything, please don't feel isolated from the conversation, okay? Please, like, if you want to comment. The feminine ancestors, have chosen. Oh, she said the feminine ancestors have chosen you. The women, the women who have been chained, they see you. Oh, Awaken Prophecy. I really appreciate that, babe. I honestly appreciate that. What a lovely heart that you have. Thank you. When you're done explaining, go back to my other comments. Okay, yes. Oh, she said I'm getting the downloads. Thank you, my love. Oh, so I've read her. So thank you for contributing, my love, because I appreciate that. This is a safe space. Everyone is welcome from whatever lens. It doesn't matter what you believe, what spiritual practice you have, what color you are, who you are, whatever you are. You could identify as a unicorn. You know, I vibe with everybody. There could be a man that's married, you know, a blow up doll. That, guys, that's where I could really see myself going, you know, to just interviewing people with crazy stories. That's what I think I might start going into as well, because I just accept everyone. Do you know what I mean? I'd interview anyone. Do you get what I'm saying about anything? But anyway, thank you so much for your comments, because that's been really eye-opening. Oh, thank you, Jess. Jess just joined my team. Thank you. So what we need to remember is that because historically women were seen lesser than, okay, when we look at inventions, women's names have been blurted out, so that I can't think of, if any of you know the inventions that women have made and men have taken the accolades and the accomplishments and achievements for it. Thank you for joining my team, Susie. You're such a queen. I love you. I love all of you. I'm sending positive energy and love to you all across the airwaves. You've made me so happy. Sorry, guys. I get so emotional when I'm on here. I've got BPD as well, but I feel emotions so strong. And I was in this cult for 18 years and they broke me down. They told me it's nothing. I wish I had my picture to put up here, guys. And when I come on here, and yesterday was so hard for me to stay off the live, guys. I want you to know that, because you know I come every day. Thank you, my love. But I had to make the decision yesterday to stay off the lives, because it was first love, all ministries under Dagwood Mills, my love. But you also need to watch out for RPF, Caris, Potter's House, UCKG, NGRM, SPAC Nation, Nation Family. There's quite a few of them, my love. So please, Rig Nation, you need to be careful, okay? Because there's quite a lot of fake churches out there, my love. But I was broken down to nothing. And I come on here and I share my truth. And I couldn't come on yesterday, because if I came on yesterday, the whole thing would have been locked off. So I had to make a decision that if I can, because I don't want to come on here and speak from my ego, speak from anger, speak from having to prove people, but also my health. I've got to look out for myself. I can't come online and have the infiltration of trolls, because you have to remember, in the mega church cult, you just keep going. You just keep going. You're on that conveyor belt. It never ends. It never stops. That's how people get sick. You just have to keep going. There's no time. It goes on and on and on and on and on. You don't get to stop. So one of the things that I need to do is make sure that I take care of myself, because I'm in this for the long haul. Do you understand what I'm saying? I need to be able to have wisdom to know when to draw back, when to have time for myself. And do you know what, guys? It was the hardest thing for me to stay off live, but I'm so glad I did it. When I looked at the accounts, I said, no, I've got to be able to protect this space for us as survivors. So, but guys, I want to say that God works everything out for our good, because this account has been a dormant account and I had 60 followers, and in a couple of days, I've got over 200 followers. I'm so glad that, you know, guys, I have to say glory to God. Sorry, I hope it's not triggering. But you know, one of my posts that I put up, and that was after the account got locked off. So after the account got locked off, I usually get really angry and I do a video straight after with all that vim and energy. Do you know that post has over 5,000 views right now? Do you understand what I'm saying? Thank you, Awaken the Prophecy. And you know, because of the what I talk about, this is not like, you know, like on TikTok, you have to have like main like topics that they want you to talk about in order for it to get viral. I don't follow those things, okay? Because my whole thing is getting the content out to bring justice for the survivors. My content is not based off an algorithm to get views, for it to go viral. I don't have an interest in that. I have an interest in getting the content out so that survivors feel like their voice has been heard. The viral is a bonus, but it is just about the survivors' truth being heard. Women who have been essayed and raped for years and years and years, who finally have someone who's willing to speak out on their behalf and to be a voice to the voiceless and be able to not give a F and to be able to speak their truth. Thank you, babe. So when a post of mine goes over 1,000, it goes over, you know, it starts going to 5,000, 10,000, 25, it starts getting to that. I just feel so grateful that the message is getting out there. But what it is guys, that's why I listen to the wind. I get direction, and I see synchronicities and signs through nature, through the birds. Do you understand what I'm saying? So for example, I'm going to share this. I don't know why, but I feel led to share this because what I've tried to do is connect more with nature and the universe and God around us. Because guys, look, think about it. They've indoctrinated us to like worship materialism, to become consumers. That's why what China's doing right now is just, I just love it. I'm here for it. I'm sitting there sipping my wine and laughing. Thanks for the gift, guys. Thanks for all your gifts, right? So they've made us worship materialism, yeah, and to see like it's like we run to material things to get help. So like, but you know what? I don't want to come for AI, because AI technology is rooted out of raw sources and materials. We are technology. It's an extension of ourselves. The universe is multi-dimensional. So the virtual reality is one of those dimensions. So I'm not here to demonize AI, but it's just, you know, just run into someone, going to buy something to feel better about ourselves, when really everything we need, God has placed and put in the earth. And that is why people don't understand that the earth becoming brown and everything that's happening to, you know, global warming, when you look at just what's happening to the world, it's absolute travesty. Because in the beginning, we could just pick fruit off the tree and we could drink from the lake, from the sea. Like, we could drink this water. They have absolutely polluted our earth. They have ruined the world. They have. That's why I don't think that we're allowed to get, like, you know, go past certain parts into the universe. Because I think we just go out there and destroy it. All Elon Musk and them lot want to do is find another planet to go and do up what they've done up here. Go and destroy the other planet. So I think I hope it's going to be incredibly hard for these people to get onto these planets. What do you think about the Catholic Church? All right, I'm going to come back to that, Prof. I'm going to come back to that. So what I've done is I've learned to become in tune with nature and listen to my body. So when I'm feeling like I'm getting really depressed, I'm going to have an episode. Because as you know, I've got BPD. I go out into nature, I try and put my feet on the ground. I try and ground myself. But I'm kind of just being able to look at the signs and synchronicities through nature and just everything around me. I don't think I'm going to share too much. I think I'll go back into it. I'll get with this because I've just got a feeling not to share. I was going to share it, but I just don't want to. Yes, nature is abundant and love. That's who we are. Yeah, but that's why we're hurting, because the planet Earth, she's hurting. So now the rest of the world, it's just a reflection of the physical state of the world. She is crying out, she is screaming and saying, you've got to take care of the earth and the produce that was given to you. But they've messed it up, unfortunately. So now we need to get back to basics. That's why everything's happening with the earth right now. That's why we're seeing like destruction and toil and everything that's going on, everything that's going in the USA at the moment. It has to happen. It has to happen. Just like this has to happen with the church. Do you get what I'm trying to say? For people to wake up and see the truth. Okay, so someone's asked me, what do I think about Catholic churches? Girl, I'm going to start off by saying that with this Catholic church thing, I haven't deconstructed Catholicism. I've got to keep it a buck. Catholicism is another giant, and the heavy indoctrinate. You see, Catholicism is another level, because from the moment we come out of the womb here in this country, remember, if you were born in Dubai, it would be Islam, baby. Because it's just religion, my love. It's just used to control the people for the nation. That's all it is, my love. It's historically, it's the god of the leader or the ruler of that nation. So that is why we are the Church of England. The church in this country is actually the Church of England, and Catholicism and the Church of England. So every other Christian denomination, whatever, is actually, it's rejected from the Catholics. They believe that they're the one true church. So be careful with Catholicism, guys. If you've been in one of these cults and you've been severely indoctrinated, because Catholicism will F you up, chair, if you end up there. If you end up cult hopping to Catholicism after, because it's very, 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 like, as soon as you come out of the womb, we're indoctrinated through schools. They've got Catholicism in schools. Do you know what? I don't even know how that's still allowed to happen. But guys, I'm not complaining because my kids go to a Catholic school, chat, and I am very happy with the education there, chat. But I'm just saying, I've got to be honest. Do you know what I mean? A lot of the like school systems, that's where a lot of the inequality and the inequity has happened, through the education system, where parents who so there's been a failing for like some of the most intelligent children, like just from the hood, where their parents may not have access, or people that just don't believe in Christianity, where they haven't been able to get their kids who are really intelligent into Catholic schools. But over time, they've tried to make it a bit more inclusive, and they take a certain percentage of children that are not Christians. But still, man, there's a lot of it's very biased. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what I'm telling you, girl, is Catholicism that's in our epigenetics. Do you know what I'm saying? That's generational. Like, anyone will just go to a Sunday service. Do you know what I mean? Like a Sunday Catholic service, and go. And the thing that you want to do when these churches fail you and let you down, I'm going back to my Roman. That's what my cult leader used to say. I'm going back to my Roman, because in the Roman Catholic Church, you don't have to serve. You don't have to serve the Lord. You don't have to do this. You don't have to work. You have to work for the Lord. You don't have, they say it like that. They're just a bunch of hypocrites. They're liars in the church there. So girl, do you know what? I'm actually working on a piece on the nuns, because I want to do a comparative analysis on Catholic nuns. I'm going to be doing a comparative analysis on Catholic nuns and RPF and the scripture on Corinthians. And guys, it's going to be really interesting, because a lot of us, we just do up Catholicism, but we don't actually understand where the roots of these false doctrines come from, and how women, again, this is tying into what we're talking about. The misogyny is rife, and patriarchy in the Catholic Church is absolutely rife. Do you know what I mean? And I need to look at the roots of where it actually started, like who was the first, like I'm going to get into all of that. And I know but I've got to be ready mentally, because it's very dark. There's a lot of darkness when it comes to Catholicism. Do you know what I mean? A lot of the Vatican and the things that are rooted in it I've had my eye on Catholicism for some time, but it starts off with the deconstruction with me, because as a child, I had a very good experience with my local parish. I even got married in my Catholic church, even because it's a connection to my nan as well. My nan used to take me to church. I absolutely adored my nan. And that church was really good. It really helped us. So I don't really have a negative experience with Catholicism. So I've got to deconstruct and so for me, this is going to be a huge awakening for me, because I'm a bit scared as well, because I don't know what I'm going to find, and I don't know how that's going to change me and my lens on how I see Christianity, but it's so complex. One thing I'll tell you is I'm not letting go of Jesus. That's one thing, because I love me a bit of Jesus, baby. I don't care. And people will be like, Leah, but you're so free, and but how do you believe in Jesus? Because I'm here to represent, because Jesus isn't like how they do him. Like, they've done him dirty in the church. That's not Jesus. If Jesus was around today, they would have been calling him wizard, guru, blasty, he's blasphemous, witch. That's what they would have been doing up. They would have been caught, because Jesus would have done the same thing that he done however many thousands of years ago, because the church are the Pharisees. The church wasn't the church, but it was the Pharisees and the you-know-whats. So if it was in today's time, he would have been doing exactly what I'm doing up. So what are you talking about? Look at the sun shining. Confirmation. So Jesus just loves everyone, man. They want to make it like fear, like, no, she's teaching it wrong. Hell, salvation, the blood. Oh, whatever, man. You can't fairmonger us anymore. We're too woke. We're educated, my love. We've got our own knowledge now. We're going on, like, we've got AI, we've got ChatGPT, but in the church, they're going to be coming for AI. What's AI done to you, y'all? What's AI done to the church? AI is the devil. Say no to cults in the car. AI is the devil. ChatGPT is basically like just stopping people from unaliving themselves, because they got a little friend now. Do you know what I mean? To go on there and be talking back and forth to, but AI is evil, is it? Oh, okay, all right, babe. AI that's helping us to answer all the questions that we could have possibly had. Do you know why? It's almost like they've done us dirty for so long. They've hoodwinked us, and they've got us in this hold where it's like, because we didn't have the internet to confirm things, so they were just talking human fecal matter. But now we've got the internet here. It's like we don't need the church again. We don't need these these parts. We don't need them. And that's what Christ was saying. That they will be saying, Lord, look, we don't need them, because Christ came. He came to tear the veil. And that's why we have this moment. We're living in this moment right now, because Christ could see ahead of time that this was going to happen. So he needed to do up what he needed to do up, so that he would be immortalized and remembered forever for that act. So that we could come to the knowledge of self, get that consciousness, be able to have that Christ consciousness, to be able to see through the BS. And that's what it is. This is a collective consciousness that we have. We are connected through our consciousness. And that's what the internet's showing us, that we don't need to sit in front of people physically. There is another virtual reality, which is the internet, where we can connect. If it's about our physical bodies connecting, why do I feel like I've known people? I've never met Ines. I haven't met Haynes, but I feel like I know them. It's through this wave, this, I don't even know, energy. It's energetic, where we're bonding through energy. And, you know, it's spiritual, because we're spiritual beings. Before there was telephones, there was telepathy. We communicated in a telepathic way. Guys, sometimes when someone calls you, you're like, oh my God, I was just thinking about that person. I was just going to call that person. You have connected energetically to the point where you're like telepathically speaking to each other. You've both picked up the phone. There's loads of times when you've gone to text someone and they've messaged you, because it's like they're calling out to you. And spiritually, we're connected. Do you understand? That's why you have to be careful who you sleep with. Do you understand? Because it's taken me, I had to go through this. I don't even know how long it's been. It must be coming up to 1 year and 7 months since I've been celibate now. But it's just, I just needed that time to just cleanse myself. Do you know what I mean? Just purify myself, man. But not in the way that the church are talking about. This is an internalized purification, where I'm dealing with my shadow self, my trauma. I don't have a man to go and run to. Oh, I need 2 bills. I need £1,000. I want to do this. I want to do that. Do you know what I mean? It's like me standing on my own 2 feet for once in my life, and learning how to depend on myself first, so that a man can't ever come in and, you know, break me or whatever again. So I did that for that's my self purification. Not, oh, she is a Christian because she's not having SES. And this is another thing. I'm going to get to the comments, guys. This is another thing that I wanted to talk about. I woke up this morning meditating on this. Isn't it crazy how I'm here, I'll come out, I'll wear my little bralettes, I have all of these out of doors, I'll sit here, I'll F and blind, I'll twerk, I'll do whatever I'm doing, but no one's come to touch, no one's entered the coochie for a good 1 year and 7 months. And I'm SEXY, I'm a good looking girl, I'm beautiful, I'm stunning. Yeah, I've had exes try and spin this block. I've said no. I had a guy that was absolutely obsessed with me. I had to really be strong because he was rich and tell him no. There's a lot that I've had to do. So it's not like I'm out here and I'm not getting man them moving to me. It's not like I can't have a man. It's not like I can't get my back blown out. But I've decided to do that for my healing journey. I'm not in a church. I don't have a pastor telling me now. That's based off me and my personal relationship with God. Because guess what? It's not even about God seeing and judging what I'm doing. This is something that I've done for myself. That's why you have to love yourself. That's why Jesus said, when he was asked what the greatest commandment is, he said is to love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your mind. And then second under that is to love your neighbor as you love yourself. That is about self-love. That is about loving self. Okay. So you have to learn to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, you can't receive the love of God. You have to be able to love yourself. That's why majority of them people, they just HATE themselves. So guys, that's why we can't expect anything less from these churchgoers, because it's just, there's no love like Christian hate. Their love is hate. So that's what they're going to come out and do. And they HATE themselves. And a lot of the girls, they have been brought up by women like that, like pick-meshas, like Barbara the Builders. Their mums have been walked all over like a dirty rug. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's the vibration that they're operating on. That's why I can't do up church, because I'm too beautiful. Beautiful girls can't do church, because the gal them in there are wicked, and they just HATE. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what my point is, let me go back to that, then I'll go to the comments. So then you've got a girl that's in church. She's going to church every day. Let's throw in that she's married, and she's sleeping with the praise and worship leader. They're sleeping together and they're both married. But she comes to church. She's got a dress. She's wearing a dress from her neck. It's to her ankles. It's covered everything. She's the Christian standard model of what it means to be a Christian. But she's EVIL in her heart. That's why the scriptures say it's not what comes out of you that defiles you, but what goes in. Yeah, is that the right way, or is it's not what goes? You know the scripture I'm trying to talk about. No, wait, hold on. Yeah, it's not what goes into a man that defiles him, but what comes out. Because what that scripture is about is it's about all the wickedness and the EVIL in the heart, and it will come out, like, you know, in the form of projection, in the form of insecurity, and do you know what I'm saying? So they call all of these things demons, but in the scriptures, there's scriptures to back up, you know, the trauma, that we have to work through our trauma, and we need to know what's going on inside. We need to be self-aware. But because because some of the most wickedest people put together the canon Bible, I'm just going to let you know from the jump, they've kept out a lot of scriptures where Jesus Christ was talking about personal relationship. They've said that they can't authenticate the works of Mary Magdalene, and everything she spoke about was within. It's all talk about within, seeking and going within Mary Magdalene. And I will get onto that as I deconstruct a little bit more. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Let me go to the comments. This is a good live today, guys. I'm loving it. Ooh, okay. Some women might be scared. You've given them a voice to be heard. You should be proud of that. Oh, Jess, I hope you're still on here. Love for that, man. You are the algorithm. You offer truth to the silence. Woo! Oh gosh, Alita, man. Alita is so powerful, isn't it? Yes, nature is abundant and love. That's who we are. Yes, we are connected with nature. Oh, look, awaken the prophecies, feeling it. She said, yes, queen. I love it. I love it when I love it when another queen is feeling what I'm saying. Welcome. What do you think about the... Okay, I've answered that. It's because men exploited the earth to mimic feminine energy. Girl, you've deconstructed around... Is this more like... Tell us, give us a bit more on the chat. Yes, Southwest water make us pay for poison. Yes. Yes, you lot. Yes. Yes, whenever I hug trees, I cry. Oh, she said that she is hurt in the tree. Do you know what? I want to start tree hugging. I used to do it back in the day. All right, let me read out all the comments to make sure everybody gets their voice, guys. I'm just doing that right now. Have you watched Moana? Oh, yeah, it's similar to that. But you know, all the Christians were saying that Moana was demonic. You know, part 2, but I haven't watched Moana 2. I moved to Catholic school and oh my goodness. Ooh, what happened in the Catholic school? It's a lot of gal them are loose. I went to a Catholic school. The all girls Catholic school, they have the most loosest gal. You know, when it's Lent, like Easter, you know, they say, oh, you can either go to your own church or you can come to the mass in school, yeah, for the all girls Catholic schools. So they give you like 4 hours off in the morning. Do you know what we used to do? We used to go to some gal's house and we used to hotbox in our house and bun it down, yeah. We used to, but that girl, oh my God, you know that you've always got one of the mothers, you know, like who bun, they just don't care. They'll let all the man them come in the yard. That was this girl's mum's house. All the man them from the ends would be in the yard. So that's what we were doing. That's what we were doing up on Lent. So these Catholic girls, child, they are the worst. Them gal there was going and getting their backs blown out in the telephone box. Are you having a laugh? Do you not remember the telephone boxes? Okay. Oh, I've gone too far up. I want to make sure. Oh, I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. You guys are just amazing. I love this algorithm. I'm so glad that I came on to this. You know, everything works out. That's why I just keep it positive. When they get one account restricted, they get one account locked off. I just keep the positive vibes, man. I just bring it in. I just keep the positive vibes. I just keep manifesting. I just keep staying on a high frequency. You get me? Because they don't have the power I do. They're in my reality. They're in my world. This is my show. These pastors are now coming into my... I'm the one calling them out. We are the collective. We have created this. And that's why I created the collective, because the power is in... Because they siphon the energy and they lie to people in there. And they take people for everything that they've got. I'm doing the antithesis of that. And I'm revealing the truth to people. But through the collective, because our power is in numbers. Through the collective. So we're all thinking the same. And that's what's changing and shaping the dynamic and the narrative of what's going on in the churches. Because why? We shape and frame the world with our thoughts. So when there's a collective out there, and then I've created this fire where people are now speaking out and they're not afraid to, and people are also getting the knowledge. And because before people were feeling respectful, like, oh, I have to put respect on it, man, it's a pastor. But now people not here because they see that they're actually the most corrupt that's out there, child. All right. I move. Okay, I've read that one. Dumbing them dumb and social media exposing them. They're utter nonsense. Yes, Cal Smith, you're right. Women are under a spell, and it's so sad. Isn't it so sad to see that women are under a spell when they have the power? Women have all the power and they're under a spell, but that's because of the misogyny, because they've taught us, hey, girl, I'm going to call you. My BITCH is on Instagram. But girl, you've been seeing what's going on. I know that you're just going to forgive me and you love me. That's my BITCH. You see this girl, yeah? I don't even want to get emotional. I'm just going to get so emotional. But you see this girl, when I came out of the cult, I was depressed bedrotting. I couldn't get out of my bed. I couldn't do nothing. This girl, Steph, I'm going to say her name. This girl, Steph, helped me. She got me studio time for free. She was helping me to have a hobby, to get myself out there. And if it wasn't for you, Steph, I wouldn't even be here today. I absolutely love you, girl. I just want to let you know that I love you, babe. Sorry, guys, I'm so emotional. She's got such a pure heart. Oh, love you, girl. Sorry, guys, I just had to big her up, man, because that girl helped me so much. I was literally bedrotting. Thanks, Ella. I didn't have, because when you come out of the cult, you don't have no hobbies. You don't. My voice was broken. Oh my God, my voice was broken. Thank you, Els. My voice was broken because I'm a singer. That's what I was in there, a worship leader. And when I came out of the cult, I lost my voice. You know, like the Little Mermaid, like Ariel. My voice was stolen and it was just like nothing coming out. And that time, and you know, when she took me to that studio, I was surrounded by some of the most loveliest men who weren't preds. They just showed me love. Big up Phil and big up the other guy, but I don't want to say his name because he goes to church. Oh, the nails look gorgeous. These people need to leave people alone, but God is not blind, so all these false prophets will reap serious consequences. Thank you, Queen. Steph has the most pure-hearted soul. She's just the most beautiful, and she's stunning as well. And she brought me to these guys because she said, Leah, I knew that you would need a place where you could feel safe. Because she knows a lot of the man them, innit? Like, she's connected, yeah. She knows a lot of the like hood famous guys. And she said, I chose these guys for you, Leah, because you just need a place where it's safe and where you can, you know, just get back into it. And guys, I'm not gonna lie, when I was doing my music, it was healing. It was like all of the stuff that was inside of me, all of the suppression, all of the oppression, it was just all coming out in the music. I was just letting it flow and it was just healing. And this girl stood by my side. She came with me to all of my studio times. She let me stay in her house when I was down in South London. Even the times when she weren't there, she would give me a key to her yard. Steph, I'll never forget you. I'll never forget what you did, Steph. I'll never forget it. That girl helped me to keep my mind. If I hadn't had that studio time and I hadn't been surrounded by the people I was surrounded by, and also what that time allowed me to do, because they made me HATE, the ghetto, and it was like I went back to the hood, and the love I received is like all the people around me, they didn't really have much, but we were just all sharing and just all being there for each other, and just the kindness and the pure-hearted souls. It just brought me back to just being like, I'm proud of where I'm from. I'm proud to be from the hood. I'm proud. It made me who I am, resilient and strong, and we're lit. That's why they break us down. That's why they use us to sell their trainers in GJD Sports. They use our culture, our hood culture. They break us down. They use it to make millions of pounds. Nothing to forgive life. And what you've been doing has taken a lot of time and energy. I love and miss you always, even when you're on my phone every day, or if we can't be with you. Thank you, girl. And you know, guys, when I was doing my music, and I was out there, and then I started speaking out shortly after. Do you know all of the trolls were online saying her music career failed, like basically, like just coming at me for my music. Like I did GAF, I didn't give a damn. But do you see, if I was someone who was weak-minded and I didn't come from the bricks, I didn't come from the concrete jungle, I weren't a rose that grew out of the blood clot concrete jungle, something like that would have broken me, because I did all of that for healing. That was to heal my soul. That was what I was using as a therapeutic vehicle to help me to not go crazy. Thank you for the gift. But do you see the level of evil in the church that they're just attacking, because they don't know no love. So they just see everything from a very evil lens. All right, let's get into it, guys. I'm going to get into the comments because that's been emotional. I think the church unalived Jesus. Well, the church back then was, I can't say the name of those people because the live will just get locked off. They got a lot of power. But it was the Pharisees, isn't it? You know, the religion it is. They created Jesus as a male version of the divine. They created Jesus as a male version of the divine feminine. Think about how they unalive women that they called witches. Jesus is symbolic. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's a very unique lens. ChatGPT is my life coach, Jess. Anyone that does not know love. Yeah, because they're all EVIL in there, girl. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of fake Christians, unfortunately. Also, telepathy, that's a real thing. Okay, so you're saying that you met your twin flame and learned that you don't need words to communicate. Oh, wow. Ancient knowledge, patriarchy forced to us to speak all the time. Words are limiting and they manipulate the truth. That's why energy is important, not words. I'm gonna read that again. Words are limiting and they manipulate the truth. Ooh, I need to screenshot that, Jer. Awaken the prophecy says words are limiting and they manipulate the truth. That's why energy is important, not words. And do you know what? Thanks for the follow, Rachel. Do you know what? This is why I'm so glad that I didn't demonize, you know, women that identify themselves as witches or spiritualists or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Because then we wouldn't be getting this other lens, guys, because they dabble and tap into a lot of things. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we need to be woke and be aware of what it is that they're doing, because there's spiritual practitioners that use spiritual practices for light, and then there are ones that use it for dark. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we've got to stay woke. That's why they've got everybody like DUMB. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Oh, Ella said she found all my accounts, that we will not be silenced. I was a singer, used to lead at school, etc., and my trauma stole my voice. Love singing in church. But do you know what? I've started the collective, the Hold the Hope CIC, and we've actually got a vocal collective. So this is a space that I wanted to create, and I spoke to a survivor about it a couple of days ago, because a lot of us are creatives. A lot of us like to sing. A lot of us, do you get what I'm saying? So I've created the vocal collective where we're supposed to come together and sing songs. So, oh yeah, guys, I've got the survivor link up on the 20th, on Sunday, the 20th of April. It's going to be on the Fox in the Hill. Steph, you might be, if you're around, babe, come and pull up. It's on the Fox on the Hill. It's in Denmark, on Denmark Hill, near King's College Hospital. Is that the hospital, isn't it? The nearest station is Denmark Hill Station. So we can discuss it for anyone that's coming. No pressure, guys, because this is just a chilled pub lunch vibes, cheap drinks, cheap food, Weatherspoons. You know, it's hard times for all of us. We just want to go there and just catch a vibe, get a little bit tipsy. Do you know what I'm saying? That's all it is. And just have a nice catch a vibe. So we can talk about the vocal collective if people are interested and they're coming. Energy is so important. That's an interesting quote. Steph, it's mad. That quote's muds. I'll send it to you, girl. Awaken the Prophecy also says the hood is authentic. Started to dance as it was too hard. I need a molly. I'll be back. It's hard. So it's so hard. Sorry. Oh, girl. Enjoy yourself. Let the spirit move you, Ella. You're a good soul. Oh, thanks, babe. So are you. Woo. Elite is saying the church is EVIL. I'm not going to lie, guys. There's a lot of wickedness that's going on in there. Oh, okay. Awaken the Prophecy. You describe yourself as a witch. Okay. So, girl, you see, and before you revealed that, a lot of people was agreeing with what you're saying. Do you see what I mean? It's just because they've demonized witches so much. And you're right. Witches were just people that carried knowledge. Witches were just people that carried knowledge, guys. I've spoken about this on many lives before. They were carriers of knowledge that they basically, the patriarchs, the evil, wicked men of religion, that they destroyed and tried to silence their voices because they had truth and knowledge. But you would be able to tell me about this more, Awaken the Prophecy. So please put in the chat so that you can, if you want to add anything, yeah? All right. So basically, guys, I'm going to give you a little bit of history, and I haven't done a lot of deconstruction around this. This is just what I've picked up off TikTok here and there. So basically, I'm going to start with the Catholicism, yeah, because basically the priests used to be allowed to be married, and then when they started to send them to war, what they realized is when they were unaliving, that the wives, the women, were getting all of the property. And let me know if this is right in the chat, guys, if you're aware. And then what happened was they then changed the rule that priests were not allowed to marry anymore. Okay. And that was so when they went to war or anything would happen to them, that their property and everything they owned would go to the church. So what happened was the women got cast out into the forests, and the church took over all the properties and, you know, whatever. So the women, they were cast into nature, and they had to learn how to survive off herbs. They had to learn, because they cast them out, they cast them there to just unalive. And that's why even cauldrons, they became ironsmiths. Was it ironsmiths awakened the prophecy? I'm sure it's ironsmiths, where they learned to like mold and make pots and stuff. Yeah, okay. They learnt to make like pots, and then they started calling them cauldrons and demonizing the women. And blacksmiths, that's it, make cauldrons to like make their food. That's why you see them, you know, with the fire like in the woods, because they had to live out there. It was the church that cast them out there. And then they're also like secret carriers of knowledge of like remedies, herbal remedies, because before there was medicine, before there was doctors, before there was women of carriers of knowledge and truth, like herbalists, who so they were afraid of the women. A lot of the women, wasn't there a woman that was a witch in, was it Glasgow? Because there was also the Glasgow unalivings of, was it 2,500 witches? And that woman was arrested, wasn't it, as early as the 1900s, because she prophesied about a certain ship that was going to get attacked. I think they were in World War II or something. And then because she let out that information, they weren't sure what other information she knew and was going to reveal. Because it's all about the government. It's all about hidden knowledge and truth and things that they don't want to come out. So when that happens, they will just unalive people. And that's what the church have been doing since the beginning of time, child. But then they try to do the same thing with Muslims, but they wouldn't have it. So that's why there's this beef between the Muslims and the Catholics, because the Catholics are colonizers. They like to go out and take over, and do you know what I mean? It's all about territory building. That's why Pentecostalism is like that, because that is rooted in Catholicism. Do you understand? Yes, I feel like women owned properties and lands. They fled because of violence. Okay. We need to look up the Salem trials and the history of witches. Okay. So again, this is someone who is identifying as a witch, and she is coming on to speak her truth and speak her voice in kind of demystifying and unmasking the lies and the demonization around witches. And they do it a lot in the church, Cher. Hey, Bob, man, you were right, my love. They do it in the church because, you know what, let's bring this back to the context. Let's contextualize it now with the church, yeah. And so do you see that ain't a damn thing changed? Because when a woman speaks her mind, when she starts to speak her truth, I nearly cried, girl, but I felt like, let me hold the space for you. Girl, listen to me, yeah. Some of the women that identify as witches, spiritualists or whatever, they were some of the women that helped me so much. I'm going to get emotional. I'm going to cry now. And I started to see, it was just a mad awakening, because I started to see so many lies that the church had said. And I was like, if they're claiming that these women are so evil and so this and so that, then why are they so kind? Like, why are they so loving? Like, just it's knowledge, it's sharing knowledge. Like, you can take what you want and leave what you don't. But it's just, I feel like these women have been demonized so much. And it's just a woman. You don't have to identify as a witch. It's just it's a woman. Ladies, we have to wake up. It's 2025, man. We're the real ones that have been like the laves, being ostracized throughout society. It's us. And you've been demonized by your family. Well, you're accepted here, girl. Are your family religious? Girl, you've been accepted here. We've got the Survivor link up. If you're in London, come down to Denmark Hill. You're more than welcome. I've had a pagan who came the last time, and he had his cards and he was there. Like, obviously, I'm not saying to take out, if you work with tarot or whatever, start taking out your cards, because some people just see it as evil and they don't want that around them. But there might be people who are open to that as well. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm here to say that everybody can just be themselves. Yeah, come, girl. Because are your family religious? Is that why they I'm going to get to your comments, Insta. Are your family religious? Is that why they don't accept you? Because you're accepted by us. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, everybody is welcome. If you go to my respect, the original Dragon Mothers, respect, powers. I don't know what the Dragon Mothers is, but I'm effing with it, chair. Yes, baby. Is that like you know, Game of Thrones? What was that girl called? The one who was the mother, the dragon. My mother is, and basically everyone around me. Look, it was meant to be. You were meant to come. You were meant to come on this live, girl. Do you understand what I'm saying? You were meant to come today. So come to the Survivors Link Up. We're going to chop it up. You can be yourself there, girl. We'll all accept you. We don't discriminate. We love everybody, okay? So and do you see, guys, that if I had demonized witches like the church, where would she go? Where would she go? Where would Awaken the Prophecy go? Where is she supposed to go? Where is she supposed to go where she can accept herself and get authenticity and build organic relationships with other people who are lovers of God as well? Where can she go? Doesn't it say that everyone's a child of God? Doesn't it say that we should accept people as they are? Where should she go? And this is what's happening because all the false prophets are false prophets in the church. I've had to come in and talk. I'm nothing. I'm just Leah. I'm just Leah from the block. I have to come and call out the false prophets because no one's going to call out their damn self because they're all the blood clot same. They're all corrupt in their jail. So if they call out others, they're going to call out themselves. That's why it's been hidden. All they do is brush it under the carpet and come in their little elitist groups and come and key and laugh and joke with each other because they're all a bunch of hypocrites. So it's taken the sinner, the one that they're calling the witch, the one that they're calling this, that, and the third, the one that they're calling whatever, yeah? That's what it is. This is the one that's come out to speak and set people free and be doing up. So guys, you've got to open your eyes in 2025 because there's too much going on. There's too much exposure. There's too much lies and the truth is being revealed. I think that 2025 is really going to be a revealing of truth. And then I think there's going to be a serving of justice and karma, chair. And so I think if you've been a good person, you've put in the work to heal, to work on your personal relationship with God, to think about your energy, how you treat others, you've been putting in all of that work over the past couple of years. Expect stuff to come into your life, chair, because this is the year. Right, let me go on to Insta. Last week, spoke with student communities manager. They're still investigating First Love Church. Where I live, there's another church called outside West Croydon, UCKG Church, finding more people to join their community. Oh, God. Bob, man, do you know what, yeah? Message me after, because we were supposed to speak from time. As you've commented in here, I've just remembered who you are. So message me afterwards because I'm going to do for the rest of the day. This is going to be content day for me now. And I'm going to be doing a bit of admin stuff and a bit of stuff for the Hold the Hope CIC as well. And also just to let everybody know that I am currently writing a book. That book is going to be out by the end of the year. And I really think that this is going to be a game changer. I'm just looking to, there's going to be a lot in there, man. There's going to be a lot in that book, chair. The mother is, and basically everyone around me. Oh, the mother in everyone. And all I've ever wanted to do is help and heal others. Oh, the prophecy is about patriarchy versus divine feminine. Yeah, but girl, some people ain't ready for that convo. Let me keep it real. And a lot of this has been demonized. So what I've been doing is I'm just trying to take it in steps, girl. Because some people are not ready for the whole, you know, the entirety, but we can put in things here and there in the comments because people can go and look it up if they're interested and, you know, go and look into this because, guys, as I say on every single live, okay, the women and as Awaken the Prophecy is saying, I agree. I'm in agreement with you, girl. I've totally lost it. You know, I've just completely, I just disassociated for 5 minutes. Oh yeah, the women are the portal to life. We are life givers. We are a portal. And to be adored and worshipped, chair. That's why they used to do it back in the day. That's why we are painted in the pyramids, chair. The pregnancy, the fertility. Look, you lot are feeling it. You see me and I see you, girl. So there's a lot of that, guys. There's a lot of lies. Do you know what I mean? Like the man it's just all patriarchy. So the woman has been diminished to nothing. Do you understand? To the point where you see a woman, pregnancy is a miracle. It's an actual miracle. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like women are walking around with their big bellies. Like it's like giving alien vibes and then the baby just comes out. It's just, how have they made us believe that we're just substandard? Like we're just these, do you get what I'm saying? Like, what's that? Oh my gosh, this is the wrong one I put up, chair. Like we're substandard. You get what I'm saying? Like we're not these divine beings. That's what they've tried to do to control us. They don't want us to find out our divinity. They don't want us to find out our divine being and who we really are, because they want to keep us. They want to keep us down so that we'll be controlled. So anyone that comes out and starts speaking the truth, they will just unalive, or they'll do up propaganda. That's what they do a lot of. They get into our head. They get into our head to deceive us, to gaslight us. Yes, we are extensions of the earth. The earth births. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Awaken Prophecy is doing some deconstruction today, baby. She said, we are extensions of the earth births Mother Nature, blessed women to protect her. Oh, wow. Guys, but ain't I just want to focus on that. Mother Nature blessed women to protect her. Oh, what was the other one that she had? Mother Nature blessed women to protect her. Oh, wow. Girl, you're deep, ja. She's saying some deep things, isn't it, ladies? And this is why, guys, the platform, like, it's a safe space for everybody, but it's for everyone to come in and get, because you see, because the church demonized witches, we would never sit down to listen to this girl on a normal day. Do you understand what I'm saying? But where we have to be open and deconstruct and move away from the lies to just see the heart, and it's like, how does that person make you feel? How is that person treating you? Like what she said, where's your other quote, girl? You know, the quote that you did, I took the screenshot, Jer. If I could have changed it, I would have put the screenshot up. But where she said it's not about words, but it's about the energy or something. You know, when she said that quote, and it's so true, because in the mega church, it's just words. That's all it is. Human fecal matter, Jer. They're charismatic leaders. They're good at talking the talk, but they can't walk the walk. That's the problem. So you need to get in touch with self. You need to come back to your inner self. You'll get more in touch with your intuition, have self-awareness. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys? So that you can read energetically. Like me, I don't listen to when people talk, it goes over my head. I'm trying to tap into you energetically. I'm reading you. I'm looking into your eyes. I'm looking into your eyes, like really looking into your eyes, so that I can try and pick up on the energy. Like what energy, like what are you a carrier of? And that's why it's deep. Words are limiting and they manipulate the truth. That's why energy is important, not words. Ines, do you know what? I just want to big up Ines. No, Ines, do you know what? You know what? I need to big up Ines, because Ines protects the spaces, pins the comments, as well as Elite Art, Beverly Haynes. I have to big you lot up, man. I just have to big you lot up. I'm so grateful to have you. I want you to know that I am so grateful to have you. Okay, and I'm humbled at the fact that I have such educated, beautiful, lit baddies who could be doing a lot better things with their time. Is it Tuesday? On a Tuesday morning, child, and you are here and you are present and you are protecting the space and you're riding out for me. I absolutely love you girls. Men have distracted us from the purpose we have, and Alita's gonna be there as well. Awaken Prophecy, she's on what you're on. We're all on it, child. We'll be there together, child. We are the divine ones. You know what I mean? We believe in that, and that's our right to believe that we're divine. Why can't we believe that? But it's demonic. Is this? Is that? You know, they just speak human fecal matter. They demonize what they don't understand. Okay, they demonize what they don't understand. That's what they do, and they're ignorant in there. So the things they don't, because what I've learned is that these people who they demonize, they are seekers of knowledge and truth. The amount of knowledge that they have, man. That's why they demonize it, because knowledge is what you see, knowledge and psychology, that basically exposes religion. So that's why they don't like the knowledge in the form of the fruit, the forbidden fruit. That's how they've indoctrinated us to see knowledge, like the apple is the forbidden fruit, the forbidden knowledge. That's how they've indoctrinated us in our psyche through from a patriarchal Christian lens. And then do you see how, because we see it from a patriarchal Christian lens, that is an ideological concept that a man has created, then we're seeing women as the sinner. The woman was the one who seduced Adam. It's her seduction. We must bring it down. Women cannot be seduced. They have to be dead. It was the woman's fault. Now that you are cursed and your desire will be to a man. And do you see that when a woman comes forward now and she is not like myself, will be seen as rebellious and will be seen as a witch, because bitch, I prove to you that a woman's desire is not to a man, because I've been celibate for 1 year and 7 months and there's no pastor telling me to close my legs like the gal them in church. Do you understand what I'm telling you? I don't have a man, nor do I want a man right now, Chair. So how is my desire to a man, please? So according to me, it doesn't resonate. It's fake. So therefore I can't accept the patriarchal lens of Christianity, unfortunately, because I don't see myself in there, child. I can't find myself in there, baby. Sorry. So therefore, I have to go seeking and looking, and it's the matriarchal lens. So do you see how through the patriarchal lens, they saw it as eating the forbidden fruit was sin, and now it's like man is condemned to this unalivement and this and that, and all the curses came into the world, and now we'll have to work and toil. No, that's patriarchy, child. That's the introduction of capitalism and consumerism, baby. That's what they did through that's the apple. It really does represent it. That when you see the apple on the iPhone, they're like, look, it's demonic. No, baby, because they're woke. They're woke. They're woke. They're woke. They know about the knowledge, chair. So for me personally, and again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, because this is just my opinion, chair. I am here for the matriarchal Christian lens in which that apple awakened us. It awakened us to knowledge, to really be able to see everything for what it really was. And as a result of that, we can have liberation and freedom. The rituals have been completed, and this calendar year, the divine feminine will begin to take back. Woo! And guys, I'm not going to lie to you. If you are a spiritualist or a spiritual practitioner, please remember me when you're doing up what you're doing up, okay? Because I'm just a universal girly. Do you know what I mean? I'm here for it all. They're very dark. I have actually deconstructed demons and, curses and all of that out of my psyche. So I don't actually believe that it can touch me. But in my psyche, I believe that what I can do can touch you. I had to get to that lens where I looked at myself as divine to be able to do what I'm doing, because these men are egotistical, raging, lunatic narcissists who have actually replaced God in these environments. So I have to see myself as divine for that divinity to protect me, so that no evil or none of their stuff can work. It can't work on me. So that's when people come in, oh, like, Leah, you protected like this and that and this, that, and the third. I'm just like, you know nothing. Do you need me to do something to protect you, my love? You know absolutely nothing, babes. I'm good over her. This is why they call them evil. Oh, is it? Oh, I didn't know that. He's saying demons are all feminine energies. That's why they call them EVIL. Okay, so the awakened prophecy is saying that they demonize Lilith. Lilith is about independence. They demonize feminine, which is independent. Look, I'm going to keep it a buck with you, girl. Because I was in the church cult for 18 years, I'm still deconstructing over all of this. Yes, I have heard of Lilith and a few others, but because of the indoctrination, I've been scared to explore like more of the Gnostic, is it esoteric, those kind of texts, because I'm still so indoctrinated that I'm just at Mary Magdalene. That's where I am at the moment. I'm at Mary Magdalene. Yeah, I'm at Mary Magdalene and just trying to deconstruct that and just look at her works, which were banned, because it's going to take me quite a while to deconstruct. Yeah, and yeah, because they've demonized everything. So I'm still like very much there's that, and this is the thing, this is why I think you were supposed to come on here as well, because you're helping to deconstruct me, because I'm seeing parts of my shadow self. Do you understand what I'm saying, that I need to work on? Do you get what I'm saying? Okay, I want to quickly go to YouTube. Oh, PJ, I bet you're not here anymore. I'm not condemning gang culture, but one of Tupac's lines on Dare Mama states, I hang around with the thugs even though they sold drugs. They show the young brother love. Oh my God, that's got me emotional, that. That's so deep. This guy's quoted Tupac, Dare Mama, and it's one of my most favorite songs of all time. And it says, one of the Tupac lines on Dare Mama states, I hang around with the thugs, and even though they sold drugs, they show their young brother love. And you know me, that's why I don't demonize the hood. Remember I said to you, I've showed so much love. Like, I love a hood ninja. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're so, and again, they got some of the most purest hearts, man, and they're just demonized. They're just demonized. Demonized by society. Demonized. Sorry, guys. I feel it deep. Like, I've survived a lot. I've survived a lot, guys. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna start winding down, I think, guys. Jesus would have been happy with that. Been a hippie with tats. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Back then, when Jesus walked the earth, he signified everything that was the antithesis of what they were teaching. Okay. They were doing up what the mega church is doing now. It hasn't changed. Do you get what I'm saying? So, and I said this the last time, guys. I said, listen, yeah, Jesus wasn't the only guy that was walking around screaming, Messiah, I'm the Messiah, I'm the Messiah, I'm the Messiah. He wasn't the only one that was doing it up. As I started to deconstruct, because where I'm at the moment, Awaken the Prophecy, is I'm deconstructing around I'm sorry guys, I'm disassociating. Sorry guys, I've totally disassociated. Do you know why? Because this is just so much. This is so much trauma that I'm unpacking. Okay, let me get back to my thought process. When Jesus Christ walked the earth, he wasn't the only Messiah. Thank you, my love, for your gifts. He wasn't the only Messiah. There were hundreds of people claiming to be the Messiah and claiming to be, whatever. But the reason why they unalived Jesus and they put him to they did up all that they did up was because people were actually listening to him. He was drawing crowds, and he started a movement. It wasn't a church, it was a revolution, it was a movement, in which people were following him, and he was getting more power than the Pharisees and the evil systems and structures of the time at the time. Yeah. So that is why they unalived him. It wasn't because he was doing up blasphemy. That was what they used. Because remember, these evil, wicked men use the scriptures, twist and manipulate them to unalive you spiritually, yeah, and to indoctrinate you in lie. So what they did was they used the fact that he was supposed to be saying that he was the Son of God or he was the Messiah as blasphemy. But there were many others who were doing the same thing. But because what Jesus Christ was doing was working, and he was performing actual miracles where people were getting saved, set free, people, all of the miracles that he was doing, the raising of Lazarus from the unalivement, people were starting to really gather and stand with him and follow him. So that's why they did what they did. It's just the same evil, wicked spirit, yeah. Yeah, and it's the same thing as history repeating itself. Why? Because Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. So it's never going to change, and that's why he unalived and he did what he did. Because you can't mock God in it. God ain't an idiot. Like how you see these men? Yeah, when I tell you the things that we're gonna start hearing, about these pastors, I'm just gonna be sitting here. You see, when they start getting their karma, I'm just going to be sitting here just doing up a lot of celebration, and I'm just going to be rubbing it in. That's why I think God just raised me up for this, because I'm just a wind up merchant, and to rub it in. And whereas before they would do things and they'd be able to get away with it and brush it under the carpet, they're not able to do that anymore. Oh, don't block platform therapists, guys, because I think she's got therapists in her. Oh, but actually we can't trust them. Are you a survivor? That's what they've been doing. So they've just been lying to us all this year. So I just come out anytime, and I'm on their D, especially Dag. Dag thinks I've forgotten about him. I haven't forgotten about. I'm working behind the scenes. You see, this week, I'm concentrating on gospel church culture, because all their survivors have started coming forward. So that's what this week is about, chair. Next week, chair, when I'm going to meet the survivor, I'm not even saying what I'm doing. I'm not even talking. Next week, that's it. First Love is going down. Because what I've been working on this for months. I'm not. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, and also, guys, remember I went on that podcast the other day. It's coming out, guys, on Sunday. I don't know what it's gonna. That girl better make sure she edits it good, child. But I think she will, because yeah. I think she will. I spoke to her. She's lovely. She said that it's going to be out by Sunday. So, guys, this is my first official podcast that I've gone onto someone else's YouTube channel. I'm going to start doing more podcast features. So I'm going to, guys, should we do a little premiere of it on TikTok? That would be good, isn't it? Should we do a little premiere? Oh my God, guys, we're going to be together on Sunday. It's going to be the Survivors Link Up. Oh my God. Guys, shall we watch it? Oh my God. It's coming out on Sunday. And we're going to be at the Survivors Link Up, and we're going to be eating and drinking. So it's perfect. Come and celebrate with me. Oh my God, it's turned into a screening. All right, guys, but it's going to be the ghetto chair. I'm going to bring my laptop. I'm going to watch it on the laptop chair. And then I'll put up the tripod for the rest of TikTok, to the rest of the social media places to watch us. But obviously, I won't get you in if you don't want to be brought in. So I'm going to change up the promo slightly and be like, it's going to be a ghetto. What can we call it, guys? Ghetto. What do they call it? Screening. Guys, what are we going to call it? Because it's ghetto version. It's the budget version. Because I'm going to bring my laptop. Sunday is the time our minds are in receiving mode. They use gospel as a ritual. Girl, do you know what I think we need to do on Sunday? Awaken the Prophecy. I think I'm going to come with my notepad and pen, yeah? And I think it would be good if we could sit down and have a discussion about just everything you're saying, like how they do the spell work, the significance in Sunday as the weekday, because as we know with the Gregorian calendar, there's actually 13 months, baby. So they've changed up the months and the days and this, that, and the third. Do you understand, girl? So if we can get back into some of those roots of paganism and the occult, yeah. So we're on the same wave. And there's a next gal as well, but she hasn't come on my live. I think her name was Emil. She came on saying, I think she's a Vodun, is it Vodun? A Vodun practitioner. And she was saying, because we were talking about SA and how the pastors were sleeping with the girls, and she was saying that it's Vodun. They do it as a ritual. It's like SEX ritual, and then they use it, the energy of the women or something. She was breaking it down hard, chair. It's manipulate. Learn about the planets, Leah, and how they relate to days of the week. Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know anything about that. Because you know why, girl? I just go within. So because I don't trust anyone and I don't trust anything because the world is so corrupt, I use the source from within me. And whatever it is that I feel like, you know, is being drawn from within me, because the Holy Spirit dwells from within. So that's all I need. That's why Christ did it all. So I feel like everything that I need is within myself. So when it comes out, so yeah. So what time on Sunday do I come? It starts at 12. It's from 12 till 3. Do you know why I've done that, guys? Because it's Easter Sunday, I think, on the 20th. And also, you know, like, because it's Weatherspoons, we can't book. So I thought if we go earlier, we'll definitely get a seat. If you, girl, follow my Leah Lauder 7 page. Everybody has to follow my main account, guys. Everybody must. It is a rule and a law. And as prophetess, pastor, lady, reverend, deaconess, Leah Lauder, I am saying that you must follow my main account. If you don't follow my main account, then 20% of your life is gone. It is gone. It is gone. It is gone. So I'm gonna head off now, guys, because I'm gonna take a bit of a break, do some of the, but I might be back on live, guys, because I got to keep this. Yeah, that's it. At Leah Lauder 7, that's it. That's the account. Do you know what, guys? If you've just found me today, what I would recommend that you do is just type Leah Lauder in the TikTok search bar and follow every account that you said, see, that's Leah Lauder, okay? Because I have to go, at the moment, I'm restricted from 3 accounts, share. So basically, you just got to be following all of them, because you never know when I'm on live, it will pop up live, you'll get a video. But the reason why I say that everybody should follow Leah Lauder 7 is because that's our main hub for the collective. So all the collective know that that's the account they need to look out for, because if I'm going live, I'm going to announce it on that account, that it will be that main account. Because sometimes I'm so tired. So, guys, sometimes I'm depressed. I come on the lives and survivors meet me crying. I'm an absolute mess. Like, survivors don't know whether they're going to see me come on live from A&E, whether they're going to see me crying on here, whether they're going to see me bugging out, whether they're going to see me having an absolute meltdown and breakdown to the point where cult trolls are phoning the police to say that they're scared for my welfare and well-being, because they're trying to get me off the net so bad, because I get hundreds of people, thousands of people by the end of the live watching me. So they become afraid and scared and start reporting it up, chat. This is one of my backup accounts. This account has been created a couple of weeks ago. Do you know what I'm saying? It was my burner account with 0 followers. And since I've come on here and I've been exposing, because people F with it, innit? People F with the exposure of the church, because everyone's been hurt. They know of their mum, their sister, their uncle, their brethren, themselves. Everyone's had an experience of this EVIL, religious organization, absolutely ruining their life. So people are effing with your homegirl. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's just on period point blank, chair. So anyway, I'm going to be on here later. I just want to let you guys know I'm also on YouTube, Leah Lauder 777, and Instagram, same, Leah Lauder 777. Thank you, Awakens the Prophecy. And please come, girl, on Sunday. I don't, no pressure, but if you could come, it would be absolutely great, because I've wanted to do a piece, especially around the SEX rituals. So I can sit down and talk to you about what some of these men of God were doing, and you can try and tell me, help me to understand what rituals, what ritualistic dark practices they're using, because it seems like you're very woke in that area. And so I do need the lens of, you know, spiritualists, practitioners, so that I can help to open all of our eyes to the darkness that's happening. Thank you very much for your follow, guys. Guys, thank you so much for being on the live today, for the mods. Look at that, 14 point something K likes, and there hasn't even been many of us on here today. And I just really appreciate that. Guys, if you and just awaken the prophecy, there's the first post on my Leah Lauder 7 account has all the details for the survivor link up, yeah. And I've tried to find us a nice little Weatherspoons. It's got loads of land, loads of gardening area, so maybe we could, if we want to ground ourselves, we could go and sit on the grass and just ground ourselves and take our drinks outside and sit in a circle and share, and you know, we can just let the spirit lead. Do you know what I'm saying as to what we're going to do? But it's going to be yeah, you're still a closeted witch, but you'll be brave. Yeah, and girl, do you know what this is? You girl, you could come and you don't even need to announce it on the day. It's not that type of vibe. Like you've said it here today. You can just say to me when you meet me, just whisper in my ear and say, Leah, I'm the one that was on the live, awaken the prophecy. You don't even need to share that with the rest of the group, like in there. You don't have to do that up, girl. And when we're talking, like I do that with everyone, where sometimes I'll go into a space with different people. Because I know how demonized the group is. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I know how demonized the group is. So I will take you to the side and a few other people that I'm going to be catching up with, like, because basically on the day I'm hoping that this will be more of a relaxed kind of chill vibe. So I will also have the time there if survivors want to have like maybe 10-15 minutes with me to just share, to just speak on a personal level, whatever, that will also be offered. I'm going to do a little video saying that, like almost like one-to-one, but bitch, it's not just going to be me, you thinking I'm going to be crying back and you going to be helping me too. So just one-on-one, equal exchange of energy type of vibe. So when we have our private times, that's when we'll talk about it, girl, because you have to feel comfortable and this is all new for you. So just take your time, just come in as yourself. You don't need to declare it or say it to anybody. When we have that time, when we're alone in that little space for that time, then we'll go through the stuff. Yeah, does that make sense? Because I just want people to come as they are. I don't want them to feel judged or like they need to say or declare. It's not that type of vibe. It's just a space because you're so ostracized, you know what I mean, from society and your family because of this religious rhetoric. That it's just a space for you to just come and vibe. My thing should be out by then, the podcast as well. I can't even remember what I said, guys. It was so long ago. But guys, pre the tea. This is what I think I'm going to end on. And then I'm going to be back later. Pre the tea, y'all. I went and does anyone remember when I did that podcast, chair? It was about, do you remember when because guys, I was screaming it from everywhere. Do you remember I was putting it up? I was like, I'm there. You remember? I was feeling like I said, chair, because it was done in a little professional thing. That's what she was doing up. So anyway, long story short, guys, this podcast should have come out like a month ago. Yeah, you remember, in it, Elites. Elita, are you coming? Elita, you better be coming on Sunday. What time should I come and get you? She was what was I saying? What was I talking about, guys? I'm disassociated. Yeah, so it was about over a month ago. So then I messaged a girl because I was thinking, where's this podcast share? Because I dragged myself out that day. I was severely depressed, but I said, I'm going to do this for the collective. I actually felt like I was going to unalive myself. And that was like a couple of weeks before I got my BPD diagnosis. So I was going through an active episode, yeah. And I still went on there and I still did my best with the survivors, but I know I look like a neurotic mess on there, yeah. But anyway, people love that, don't they? They love an unstable baddie. They love an unstable baddie, yeah. I don't know why people come onto my live talking absolute human fecal matter. Oh, okay, all right, babe. But you see how God moves and works, guys, because literally it was supposed to come out a month ago, but her editor has been sick. So the editor hasn't been able to edit it. So she's had to edit it all up, like all her content. So she's been trying to edit that, plus my one, do up this, that, and the third. So now she's saying that it's coming out on Sunday. But do you see how God works? It doesn't matter what the circumstances. It doesn't matter what the situation was, whether it's that or not, whatever. But this is the way that God has intended it to be, that it would come out now, because I've got a lot of things in the pipeline that's going to be coming soon. And there's a real buzz. Like, I don't know if you lot have noticed. Oh, look at my queen. Oh, Madalish, no pressure. You coming on Sunday to the Survivor link up? I really want you to come. I was scrolling and thought Beyonce was live for a second. Oh, stop it. Oh, stop it. Oh, stop it. Because you know the one thing about Beyonce, I don't really F with her, but the diva energy, do you know, there's no one can't, you know, her artistry, she's a creative genius. You know, I cannot deny her for that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know about her spirit and her energy and whatnot, but Beyonce is an absolute queen. She's a diva. So when people, you know, compare me to Beyonce, look at me, look, I'm going to drag it on, baby. I'm going to drag it on. Y'all better like that laugh, baby, so I can get that as a highlight, chair. Oh, let me screenshot it, chair. Oh, Yams, you're such a queen. Are you a queen or a king? You've made my bloody day, you. Chair, I'm feeling hot in here, baby. My girl just said she was scrolling and she said something hit her. She thought she saw Beyonce. Queen, sis. You're a queen. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you. Thank you, Alidi. You got me looking so crazy right now. Your love's got me looking so crazy right now. Oh, don't go. Because, you know, I love the attention, as the trolls say. I love attention. So I had to just sing a little bit for you. And I've got so excited that instant the camera's fallen upside down. I've knocked the tripod off its legs. I'm so excited. Thanks, girl. Because did you see Elita's like, she's got the voice too. So she drew me out, Chair, to just start singing. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. Mad Alicia, I love you. Thank you so much for everybody tuning in. You know, on YouTube, there's been quite a few of you. On Instagram, I love you. Let me come off Instagram now because my setup's effed up. Love y'all. All right. YouTube, I'm gonna go. I hope you've enjoyed the live. You've probably only just seen my neck because I've been lying down for the whole time. You know, I'm not feeling incredibly great, but please subscribe, please like, please share. I'm gonna be doing a little live. I'm gonna try and what I want to do for the survivors link up, because we're doing up the screening for the podcast that's coming out on YouTube. If people, thanks for all your gifts, Madelish. If people cut, because obviously you're all gonna have different phones, innit? So someone can be recording it as well. I want to, yeah, all right, guys, we're just gonna do freestyle. Obviously, people who can't be seen, that are the anonymous, that don't want to be in the video recordings, that's fine. You won't be in it. But I think I want to kind of document this, because I haven't really been documenting the survivors link ups with more so you know, just like this being a moment for us, the first podcast coming out, them getting exposed, this, that, and the third. So we're going to do that up. And that our survivor link up is on the 20th of April in the Fox on the Hill. And that is it's in Denmark Hill. It's in Denmark Hill. So your nearest station is Denmark Hill Station. And it's a short walk, a 5-minute walk from there. All right, then, YouTube. Love y'all. I'm going to go. Whatever. I'll be back. TikTok.